Donald Trump had a meltdown this morning. I think it was this morning, but yeah, he had a meltdown a couple hours ago, as of this recording anyway. Trump, on the day of rage, protests in Portland, put these animals in jail now, because Donald Trump.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
Donald Trump does not like protests. Donald Trump is not a fan of protests. Donald Trump thinks that protesting is bad. Donald Trump does not like the First Amendment to the Constitution. I mean, there's a lot of other amendments to the Constitution that he doesn't, really care for, but the First Amendment, that's definitely not his fun, or definitely not his favorite. So I'm going to just kind of scroll down here, and we're going to see the kind of psychopathy here. And again, this happened this morning. This guy is still popping Percocets in the White House, tripping balls, and posting a bunch of garbage on Twitter, right? It's bizarre to me. President Trump condemned the Indigenous Peoples' Day of Rage protests in Portland, Oregon over the weekend, calling for law enforcement to arrest the demonstrators. So as we can see here, the radical left fools in Portland. I'm so sorry it's loading. The radical left fools in Portland don't want any help from real law enforcement, which we will provide instantaneously. Vote! By the way, so as soon as he gets reelected, he is able to... What? What is the... What? I'm so confused.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
Very interesting, very interesting. But he goes on. Now, obviously, there's a video here. Let me just play this just for context. As you can... Oh, there's dogs. As you can see, there's broken windows. Obviously, broken windows are much more... they're much more, violent and terrible than massacring millions of people and committing an ethnic cleansing on the American continent. Obviously, if you were to compare that, wiping out millions of indigenous people with breaking a window, obviously breaking a window is much more dangerous to society. Obviously, it's just way worse. But Donald Trump goes on, and the Hill just decided to jump around a little bit. Donald Trump goes on with, put these animals in jail now. The radical left only knows how to take advantage of very dumb leadership fools. This is Biden, law and order. All right, let's watch what happens. So a statue's getting taken down. I don't know who Tracy Molina is. Chances are they're not a good person, but let's watch.
Colonizers, every single one of you that's against Black Lives Matter can fuck the fuck off. We're done with colonizers. Indigenous people are done with colonizers.
So does the statue get taken down? Oh, there's one. Oh, this is Abraham Lincoln. Hell yes. Fuck yeah. Alright, this is cool as hell. Alright, so anyway, they destroyed some statues. That's some awesome stuff. Murderer, stolen land, completely accurate. But again, what is more dangerous? Millions of deaths or a giant piece of metal that fell over? I don't know, really. But I guess we gotta have law and order. Taking advantage of fools. Law and order! Portland, call in the feds! So simultaneously, it's re-elect me, and then I can instantaneously send in the feds, which he can't do now, even though he's president. What? So somehow an election is going to pass some new law that's going to let Trump send in federal troops, because he can't right now, apparently. I don't know. It's really weird. It's really weird. The cop shop has been smashed. Isn't that a tragedy? Isn't that a shame? But yeah, Donald Trump is just, the guy's nuts. The guy's nuts. These are Biden fools. Antifa radicals. Get them, FBI, and get them now. So, again, it goes from re-elect me so I can send in the FBI to, folks, you gotta let me send in the FBI, to FBI, just go get them. What? What's going on here? The guy's literally, he's tripping balls. He can't even keep his cringe consistent. It's a little bizarre to me. A crowd of about 200 people gathered for an event promoted on social media as an Indigenous Peoples' Day of Rage that called for an end to colonialism and an abolishment. Abolishment? Called for the abolition of police would be. a word I recognize, but abolishment, okay, of police, NBC affiliate KGW8 reported. The protests came on the eve of the Columbus Day federal holiday, which several states and cities now recognize as Indigenous Peoples Day, after Christopher Columbus's violence against indigenous people. Again, what's worse, a broken window or millions of deaths and an ethnic cleansing? I don't know, really. It's just, flip a coin on that one. I really can't figure it out. The Portland Police Bureau tweeted about the mass gathering shortly after 8:30 p.m. local time, noting some participants were attempting to take down a statue with a chain. The people said that those involved in criminal behavior are subject to arrest or citation. Oof. You don't want to have a citation after you take down a colonizer statue. The gathering was later declared a riot after police received reports of windows being broken in numerous buildings. Oh no. This has been declared a riot! All persons must immediately disperse to the north! Go north, the peasants! Go north! Fucking what is this fucking language here? Go north! Like, what? Demonstrators overtook the Roosevelt and Lincoln statues in the city's South Park blocks. Oregon Live reported Roosevelt has been documented to have had hostility. Those are so many similar words in a row. Toward Native Americans, and Lincoln was president when 38 Dakota men were executed in 1862 in the largest U.S. mass execution. Oregon Live reported the police took action about an hour after the first statue was knocked down and appeared to make several arrests. The demonstrators also smashed windows at the Oregon Historical Society before marching on and destroying storefronts. Freudian slip there. Storefronts. Portland has experienced continued protests against racial injustice since the May 25th police killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis, prompting Trump to call for law and order in the Oregon city. Law and order! Order, everybody! So that's why you must re-elect me, which will somehow rewrite the Constitution, allowing me to send federal troops into Portland. Because I can't do that already, even though I've already done it somehow. I'm not sure, but law and order, says Trump. The president has repeatedly condemned local leaders, accusing them of failing to control the protesters and not requesting federal assistance. In July, the president sent federal law enforcement to respond to the Portland demonstrations before withdrawing them after strong backlash. In June protests, demonstrators knocked down statues of Presidents Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, who both owned slaves. Well written, I would say. Not really, but it's okay. From the Hill. But yes, this is Donald Trump's morning, getting really mad at Native Americans. I know he wished he was president like 100 years ago and could still kill a bunch of them. I get it. So the next best thing is just to, I don't know, maybe build some more pipelines on their land, take after Obama's legacy on that one. Oh, I don't know, maybe not give them any COVID relief. Maybe that could be a thing that they could do. Inject a viral, pandemic, into their communities by not letting them shut down their own communities and not letting them close their own borders. That's a great idea. But, again, Trump is really just chasing it. That's why Steve Mnuchin and Donald Trump were so afraid of taking Andrew Jackson off the $20 bill, replacing him with Harriet Tubman. That was supposed to happen during the Trump administration, but then they kicked the can down the road a little bit because how dare you, right? Because Donald Trump is really chasing after that kind of legacy. He wants to go. He knows Andrew Jackson's got one of the worst records as president when it comes to human rights violations. And Donald Trump, he wants to go for number one. If Donald Trump had his way, he'd be on the $20 bill. The guy's a freak. Actually, maybe they should make a $750 bill. Put Trump's face on it. Hashtag resist, everybody. I unironically and then also ironically support that idea. That's really funny. Anyway, a day of rage. Who's more enraged? President Trump or Indigenous people? I don't know. That's a strong one there.